Hey everyone, welcome back to another Empires and Puzzles video. This time we will be reviewing the Super Elemental Portal with the Dark Heroes. We have one brand new hero and one new costume. I think both are phenomenal and very good. So first I'll go over Aconia. She got a costume. So now she has all the modern stats and she's really great. This is such an old hero that I remember people I think it was over a year ago. I think then when she came out, I think probably maybe even closer to 2 years when she came out. And this was her original form, and I mean her fiends 250%. I mean that's huge damage. I mean the fiends can wipe out a whole side all on their own. So I think Aconia is really great. I wish she did a little bit damage or something cause it's just all this passive damage that she does. But I think it's still very usable and definitely worth. I think still if you get her costume doing her, it's her original class was a rogue and she had that fiend resist, and then her new one she's a barbarian with a damage reduction. So I think that's kind of worse. Definitely the rogue class is better. The fiend resist I don't really care for. Same with the damage reduction. I think the damage reduction is probably a little bit better. But in terms of what's different in her costume, so right there you can see her dagger fiends used to deal 250% attack. Now in the new costume they deal 200% attack, so 50% less. So I think that is a pretty big difference. But they are bigger fiends, so they'll last longer. So you can see they are going to be 30% health of the caster, versus the old ones were 20%. So less damage, sure, but 10% more health. I mean that's huge, right? So I do think still the costume is better. And then when the fiend disappeared, after after the enemies out heal it, they get some bleed damage over turn. And in the original version, it's 810, and the new one it's 1011 bleed damage over 3 turns. The one really great part is then all enemies take 30% increased damage from status elements and negative stacks for 6 turns. So that's a very long time. So I think if you have other heroes that give negative or give this damage over time, then I think she's really great. So for example, Marnes, he gives I think poison or something on the edge formations. Can definitely pair Marnes up with Aconia, and then that will do 30% extra damage. You want it to be a different dot damage than the bleed, so it doesn't override each other. But even if you have a garrison guard, that also does bleed, I think it's fine as well. And then that will do 30% extra damage. So I think she's a really great card. Hopefully I can get her. I think she'd be really fun to use. And definitely with the modern stats, much more usable than in her original form. I don't have her at all, so if I do get her, I would need to max both versions of her. But I think she's worth it. I think it's a very unique thing that she does, and I definitely would want her for that extra increased damage from status elements for 6 turns, because I have a lot of heroes that do dot damage, so she helps make them even more usable. So that's really great. And then the new hero that came out is Slaymire, and a new slime family hero. I won't go over all the family and passives. They're all the same as other slime heroes. But Slaymire is a barbarian, so that's okay, not the greatest. And then attack up is his Aether power up. So pretty good, gets extra attack for the first 6 turns of a battle. But I think his special is just incredible. So he's average speed mana. He is a sniper, so he deals 630% damage to the target, which is a huge snipe. And then if the target is defeated by that attack, all allies will gain 30% mana and boosted health by 1200, which is insane. I mean, that's 30% mana is so much, and then he also boosts. So I think he's just a phenomenal hero for attack. For defense, I think he's probably just as good. He just can't really target where he hits, but that paralysis is still really good. And so even if he doesn't kill someone, then he, after 1 turn, that target will get paralyzed for 4 turns. And that basically just means they don't gain mana. They, have increased damage against them. So pretty good. I really like this card. I think, because he's average speed, there's a lot of average speed heroes that you can pair him with. So that if you get, let's say you take 3 average heroes, Slaymire plus 2 others, use those 2 other ones first. Slaymire can finish off, whoever has the lowest health. And then your whole team gets boosted health and mana. I mean, it's just like crazy. So I think that is a really good synergy, and I think even if you take, let's say you go mono, right? But I know I don't like mono, but if you take, Slaymire, 2 average and 2 slows, if Slaymire kills someone, those slow heroes will be charged in 9 tiles. So very, very good. Definitely worth doing, and he's definitely the one that I'm hoping for that I can get during these pulls. I do have a lot of coins saved up, and the Alliance bought some of those gifts. But Super Elemental is kind of the one that I just keep holding on my coins for. I'm just hoping for something good, and this seems like a really great portal for us to... All right, my recording got cut off there. I don't know what happened, but yeah, let's do some of these polls and see what we can happen. Definitely, I'll be happy with one of these featured heroes. Slaymire is definitely the one that I want the most. I think he's just phenomenal. But I'll definitely be happy with either one of them. And there's definitely other strong purple heroes. So we'll see if I get Slaymire early. I'll probably just stop doing the polls. So let's see how that goes. All right, so I did 50 polls, and nothing, none of the featured heroes came in, which is really unfortunate. I did get Griffix here, so I didn't have him previously, and he seems decent, especially for like Rush War, so he reduces the ban of holy enemies and other enemies by 55. I think he's just very too edge case for me to actually level him up. But I think it's nice that I have him. And I did get Gungoth as well. I do already have one Gungoth maxed. I don't even use him like every war. I don't think I'm going to max another one. He's good to have, for the actual dwarf family bonus. But I think for the most part, I'm probably okay without leveling another one of him. So yeah, unfortunate that I didn't get Slaymire. I definitely will be keeping an eye out for him. And other, summon or portals. I think like Covenant sometimes will have these new heroes, so I'll definitely keep an eye out for him. He's definitely one that looks really, really great. So if you let me know in the comments if you were able to get him or Aconia. And if you have them max, let me know how you like them already. But I think they're phenomenal heroes, and if you got them, congrats. Yeah, maybe next time I'll be able to snatch one of these.